Hello, church. I am here in the prayer room, and it's one of my favorite places in the church. And I thought I'd share with you my early morning ponderings. This morning, when I came down the stairs at my house, there's a wreath on the front door, and I noticed this movement, and two small birds, I think they were yellow finches, took off flying. And then when I stopped, they came back, and we kind of had this playful little dance going on. In fact, I'll show you a picture of my birds this morning. Can you see them on the wreath? You know, it got me thinking when I sat down on this sofa about the beauty of the blue sky behind them, and then the green of the grass, and the flowers this year have been amazing. In fact, I love hydrangeas, every variety that's blooming right now. And as I sat down for my morning time of prayer, the words came to me, divine artist. Because that's who God is. God is the divine artist. You know, he created the sun to rise in splendor every morning, and the moon to shoot off beams that dance across the waves of the Hampton River. He made birds, red birds, blue birds, yellow birds, orange birds, all sorts, every color of the rainbow birds. Each feature and each creature, when he created it, elicited the response to God at the end of that day, good. Yes, that's really good. And then when God created human beings in his own image, he painted us in different shades of ebony and ivory and everything in between. And that was his crowning creation. And he knew he had done exquisite work. I've always been a wannabe painter. I've marveled at those who exhibit that gift, and in fact, my incredibly talented high school friend in New York now is a muralist, and she is amazing. We took art classes together in high school, and I remember us painting the same still life, and hers was gorgeous. And she said, well, yours is fine. It just looks a little bit like a paint by number. What can you say? But she told me one of the hardest things to paint are clouds. And she actually spent several months one year just working on clouds alone, nothing else. And yet she said, I could never perfect it. And yet every moment of every day, we can look up in the sky and watch our divine artist painting those clouds and then repainting them as a breeze whips through and changes their shape and the hues of their colors. You know, why do mountains and oceans and the sun and the moon and the stars move us as deeply as great art? And the answer is simply because it is great art. Nature speaks to us without audible words. In fact, the Reverend Tim Keller wrote this. He said, nature is a nonverbal communication that there is a God, that the world is not an accidental collusion of molecules, but the meaningful work of an artist's hands. And then I might add to his words that this nonverbal communication reveals so much about God, that God loves beauty, and that God loves to delight us with beauty. Listen to the words of Psalm 19. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours forth speech, and night to night declares knowledge. There's no speech there, nor are there words. Their voice is not heard. Yet their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. So my message this day is, go delight in the beauty of our divine artist. Miss you. Hope to see you perhaps at our first drive-in communion service this Sunday at 10. And be blessed.